What's going on, guys? El Tiburon here, aka Retro Tiburon, with the final pickups of the year video. We got some VHS trash, some 4K, some Blu-rays, MVD movie sale movies. Got some video games, some were gifts, I think most of them were gifts, and some I bought while at Set Gamers Expo. I didn't show these at the Set Gamers Expo pickup because these I actually bought before I dropped off Tylord, the Professor Tylord Stevenson, at his house over at Utopia Games. And I actually have one toy, so let's just show this one off. I got Zeus and Zeus, Tiny Lister, I think was his name, right? His stage name. Tiny Lister Zeus figure. Got this one for, you can see there, 10 bucks. It's a steal, man. 10 bucks. What a steal for Zeus. Not really sure why I bought him, other than you know, he wrestled Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan's one of my favorite wrestlers. But and Zeus, we got and Zeus. Also, before I forget, look at this shirt. This is another pickup. Omega Aces The Thing t-shirt. He did this kind of to commemorate his 1,000 subscribers, which he hit a couple months back. So I snagged this from his Magaya store, Magaya shop. So I'll drop a link in the description if you want to check out Omega Ace Gaming's merch store. Really cool stuff. He has shirts, sleeveless tee, which, if you know me, I love me some sleeveless tees. He's got stickers in there. He's got, I might find a thong in there, I'm not sure. But if you're a fan of Omega Ace, which if you're not, come on, what's wrong with you? If you're a fan of him, you can buy some merch there and support his channel. Let's see, let's go straight to the movies. Some VHS trash. First up, Little Bigfoot 2. Why did I buy this movie, you might be asking yourself, and why did you buy it on VHS? Because look at this thing. This thing looks god awful and horrible. How could I pass up on this VHS trash movie? It's got the kid from Home Improvement, probably the least popular kid from Home Improvement. You got DJ from Roseanne, and some other actors. And then check out this Little Bigfoot character. I have no idea what this movie is about, what this, I mean, obviously it's about a little Bigfoot, but I have never ever heard of this movie, but it looks horrible. It's right up my alley. And let's check out the tagline. There's something new afoot. That's, I give that tagline an A+ there. Come on now. Great tagline. Little Bigfoot 2. Next up, I got some 4K movies from the wifey for Christmas. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Great movie. I really like the Sonic movies that came out in the last few years. I think I like this one more than part 1, but part one was fun too. Usually I'm not a huge Jim Carrey fan, but I think he's pretty tolerable in this movie. Idris Elba, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but he's Knuckles in the movie. I thought his character was really funny, and yeah, super fun movie. So wifey got me that one in 4K. She also got me the Jurassic Park. I think these movies were maybe $5, $5, $7, $8. I know they were like less than $10 during Black Friday, so she got me this one too. Classic. I actually haven't seen this one, I think, since the 90s, so it'll be cool to revisit this movie. And I already had this one on Blu-ray, The Suicide Squad, but I think it was, like I said, $10 or less. Great movie, fun movie. It's got Stallone as a shark. How can I pass that up? So thanks to the wifey for buying me that. Next up, I've got some movies. I haven't even opened this box, but these were from the website MVD. They're always running really cool sales there, and they sell a lot of movies that didn't, like, it's almost like kind of like limited run games, but for movies that are very, like, B action movies, B horror movies. But man, they put on some awesome sales, and I think a lot of these were like $1, a couple bucks. I think I got a couple 4Ks or one 4K. It was 15, 20 bucks, man. I couldn't pass that up. So let's see what we got here, because I already forgot. It's like opening Christmas gifts all over again. Let's see. First up, we got Double Dragon on Blu-ray. I've never seen the Double Dragon movie. I think Ty-Lord says it's pretty bad, but come on, I gotta at least watch it. Will I keep it? Depends. If it's so bad it's good, I'll probably keep it. But if it's so bad and boring that it's not worth keeping, maybe I'll sell it. Maybe I'll pass it along. Next up, I got I See You. This is I don't know what video or short I saw. I want to say it was Christian Hannah Horror. Shout out to CHH, Planet CHH. But I think he made a short talking about this movie. It's a thriller, like a horror thriller with Sylvester Stallone. So it was fresh on my mind when I saw it in the MVD website. I think it was only a couple bucks. This one, yeah, it's a Blu-ray. So looking forward to check this out. I'm a big Stallone fan, so looking forward to watching this at some point. Next up, The Ghoulies 2 on Blu-ray. I don't think I've ever seen a Ghoulies movie from beginning to end. I think I remember vividly watching, I think it was either 2 or 1. I think it's one that takes place in a carnival. I'm not even sure if I'm making that up, but I think it takes place in a carnival, and I remember that movie for some reason because I was going to our community carnival while, like, right after watching the movie, and I was thinking in my head, oh man, what if the ghoulie pops out of the toilet? What if I have to use the toilet at the carnival, like a porta potty? And what if the ghoulie comes out and bites my ass? I don't know. You guys can tell me. Am I making that up, or was there a Ghoulies with a carnival scene in it? But got this one on. This is on Blu-ray. Yeah, Blu-ray. Next up, I got Olivier Gruner, Angel Town. This is Professor Ty-Lord Stevenson recommendation. Angel Town. He says this is a really fun movie. So Ty-Lord hasn't disappointed me to this day with action movies, with B action movies. So I had snagged that one up. I think this one, yeah, also a Blu-ray. It was very inexpensive. Next up, I got Death Wish 3. Not sure why I bought this one. I think it was probably only a couple bucks. I feel like I've seen Charles Bronson movies just in clips and pieces because my dad used to love Charles Bronson. Even though my dad just didn't speak any English, very little English, he was still a fan of like the Charles Bronson movies. So I remember seeing them in little clips and pieces. I probably got it because it was like $5 or something, but can't go wrong with Charles Bronson. Last but not least, Ghoulies, the original Ghoulies on 4K. I want to say this was like 10, but not 10, maybe like 15, 18 bucks, but cool movie. Like I said, I think I've only seen them in pieces. I remember seeing the ending of one where like the ghoulie comes out and bites someone in the ass. But I love me some 4K, not only VHS trash, but I do love me some 4K movies too. Alright, next up, let's go to the video games. Pick up some games. Some of these I bought, some of these were gifts. Or maybe this was the only gift. Resident Evil 4. My wife bought me this recently for Christmas too. Resident Evil 4. I've never played the original Resident Evil. So, and I was like getting close to playing the original one, but when I found out they're making a remake, I said might as well wait and get the remake. And the price is right because it was a gift. So happy to have this. I'll for sure stream it sometime this year, probably closer to like Halloween. Next up, so these were some pickups from the rest of the games, the next 4 games. These I picked up at Ty Lord Stevenson's little game shop in his area. It's not his game shop, but there's a little game shop in his area called Utopia. Man, I wish I had a game store like that in my neighborhood. But yeah, we hung out for SAC Gamers Expo, and before I dropped them off at home on Sunday, I did tell him, man, we gotta go to Utopia. And he even said, hey, we don't have to go if you don't want to, because it was like pouring that day, that Sunday. I was like, man, we gotta stop by. We gotta stop by. So stop by. First pickup, shout out to Retro Ryan. I got Race with Ryan Road Trip Deluxe Edition, man. I couldn't pass up the Deluxe Edition of Race with Ryan for $8. So I guess this like Ryan guy is like a big YouTuber. I don't know if he's still a big YouTuber, but for those of you guys that know Retro Ryan, he's big into kart racers. And one of the running jokes I have, I keep telling him, hey man, you're into these kart racers, you get these Nickelodeon kart racers, Disney Speedstorm, Mario Kart. When are you gonna play your own game, Race with Ryan? So yeah, I'll probably live stream this at some point and dedicate it to Retro Ryan. Shout out to Retro Ryan. Next up, I got this Japanese import game, Soldier X Final Prototype. It looks like it's like a, well, yeah, Soldier X Final Prototype. I don't even know how to read this damn title, but it looks like it's like a shooter, like a horizontal shooter. And I'm a big Vita fan, man. I'm a big Vita fan. So it's very rare to find Vita games. And when I saw this one at his shop, I was like, dude, this looks like a fun one. Like one you can probably just put it on, play it for like 15-20 minutes, and have a good time. So pick that up. Next, I got for the Sega CD, my 3rd Sega CD game that I own, NBA Jam for the Sega CD. I have a Mega SG, and I do have a Sega SD. What am I talking about? I do have a Sega CD that I would like to hook up the Mega SG to that Sega CD at some point. I have my consoles right here, my HDMI consoles. I would like to hook that up at some point so I can play like NBA Jam or Rage in the Cage. So cool to have this. Cool to have NBA Jam. I think it was not that expensive. $25. Not bad. Not bad. And my last pickup at Utopia Games, Tasmania. I had been looking for this one. It's one that I remember really being blown away by the graphics growing up. Tasmania on the Sega Genesis. As you guys remember, a lot of times the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis would get games with the same character or even named the same at some times, but they were completely different games. Like Batman Returns, right? Batman Returns was completely different on the Super Nintendo versus the Sega Genesis. This was also different than the Super Nintendo counterpart. The Super Nintendo one, I think, was like a racer, right? Like he's just racing. This was more of a platformer, and I remember having a lot of fun with this one. And like I said, the graphics were really fun. The animations were really like silly. So happy to have this one. Last but not least, this was not a Utopia pickup. This was actually eBay purchase. So while I was at a SAC Gamers Expo, I was just looking for freaking Sunset Riders. That was like the one game I said, I want to find Sunset Riders. If not CIB, the case. I want the case for Sunset Riders on the Sega Genesis. I didn't find it. I literally, I mean, if you guys saw that pickups video, that SAC Gamers Expo video, pickups video, it was like packed to the roof with other collectors. So it was really hard to like look through, because wherever you stood, you were kind of like in somebody's way, you know? So I would literally ask the vendor, hey, you have Sunset Riders for the Sega Genesis, but the case? No. I probably asked like 80% of the tables and nobody had it, so I had to get it on eBay. I mean, I've even gone down to my buddy's shop. He has a game store out in East LA. I always ask him like, hey man, if you get Sunset Riders on Sega Genesis, I'll buy it off you so I can support you. But haven't been able to get it for the last couple of years, so I'm like, what the hell? I watched a couple of Sunset Riders. I put like, that's like a little hack on eBay. Just watch the item and sometimes you'll get offers. So this person shot me an offer after I watched his Sunset Riders item, and here I go, man. Finally got Sunset Riders case, because I already had the game, but I wanted the case, so I finally got the case off of eBay, and yeah, really good condition. And the reason I really wanted this case is because I don't know if you guys ever like, I don't remember how I got every game as a kid, but I still vividly remember getting this one like brand new, which was kind of rare up until I started working. Obviously, when I started working, I would just buy my own games, but before that, there were a lot of like secondhand. My dad, he used to buy recyclables, so he used to have a truck where he would buy recycling. So he would buy a lot of games from like kind of like hobos, like homeless people. So I would get a lot of like games like that. This was one of the first ones I got, like brand new, and I remember my mom buying this for me over at a electronic boutique, EB Games, over at the Beverly Center. So I always had a lot of nostalgia for this one, and I know a lot of people say that the Super Nintendo one's better because it has, I think, all 4 characters. This one only has, I believe, we see Cormano right here, and is that Billy the Kid? Billy the Kid, I believe. But hey man, nostalgia. I love it on the Sega Genesis. That's where I played it. That's where I wanted the physical game. So really happy to have this. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for my pickups for the end of the year. See you guys next year. Happy New Year to you all. Don't forget, check out the Magaya store. Link in the bottom. Oh, by the way, before I forget, Art by Start Gaming. Check him out. I'll put a link to his channel down below too. Start Gaming. Probably one of the nicest guys you'll meet on YouTube. Another streamer. You know you want it. You know you want this shirt. Go to the store. Go to the Magaya store. Later, everyone.